Hello, once again, this is Roulette Syllabus 101 with Energy. Now, this is the software version of the single number system. Of course, I've been asked, is it in the software or is it a strategy? Yes, a strategy can be put in the software. So, in this video, I'm actually playing with the software. But of course, due to one or two things, I think I've violated a few couple of YouTube community guidelines. So, I don't want to get kicked out on YouTube because of this video. So, I'm not actually showing the software, and also I'm not saying most of the things that I'm supposed to say in this video because it's a software. Right now, my first number that I hit is 0. Right, so you can see that was a first spin hit, and again I'm betting 0 right now for some reason because 0 is supposed to appear again, but then I am going to lose this. Now, few couple of things you have to put in mind if you want this software or if you want to watch this video to the end. Of course, I'm not going to talk to the end of this video because I'm consumed. Right now, 1, I am betting a single number. 2, I am telling you exactly how many spins to win, which is less than 26 spins. 3, now if you see that I have changed a number, that is a swap technology I implemented into the software. That means when I used to play without a software, there are numbers that are connected to the single number. And of course, if I am betting 2 or 3 numbers, I could bet 2 numbers at a time. So I back a plan, but I do not. So since I'm betting a single number, I do swap during the play to the next number that is supposed to be the single number. And of course, that cost me a lot, swapping. If you watch this video with care and attention, you will see that the time I swap the nearest number, the previous number appears, and then that number also appears. So the swap let me lose a few couple of times. But then that is it. If you play with the software, you can eliminate the swap. So it is giving you only that single number without a swap. But of course, as you talk to me, as I explain things to you, I will let you implement the swap technology. All right. Now, the fourth thing that you have to notify is all predictions are winning under 26 spins. I already said that. So if you are counting right now and you see 26 spins without a hit, that is a loss. That is considered as a loss. And I am using a flat bet. Here I started off, my first bet was 25 unit. When I hit the 0 at the first spin, I dropped back to 15 unit. So I could go for longer. So I took the bankroll all the way from 1,000 to 6,010. That is 5,010 unit profit in a single session using the software. Now, when the prediction is given, you will see that I show it at the right corner of the video. And then when it's won, I also show it that it's won or lost. So this is the second 0 that I was betting, and I lost that 0. It didn't come. It didn't appear because I already won that on the first spin. So I was not supposed to bet that again with 25 units. But of course, I wanted to do it, so I did it again, and that did not appear. So my next number is going to be given by the software. Of course, I'm showing it right now. And then I'll play from there. So the 0 did not appear. In fact, I was supposed to not bet this 0. But then I did it even aggressive. Right. So that is it. You watch this video. That is, if you really want to understand the system on how it works in a long term, you will see that it is winning. But I'm playing very aggressive. Now, why do I play aggressive on the single number? Of course, it's coming. So when a number is coming and you have the bankroll, you have to bet big. You understand? When a number is coming and you have the bankroll, you have to bet big. Good. And I hit it for the second time. That is it. So I knew the 0 was coming. I lost this the second time. And the third time I spawned, again it's 0 and I won. So right from 1,000, I'm again at 2,000 unit. Just like that. First, I hit it on the first spin. I had the 0 again. Look at the 0. You see 0? Yes, so that 0 was the prediction. And I lost, and again it was 0. That's why I came with 35 units on that number, and I won. That is it. So now my single number is number 29. Of course, I'll be swapping between 29 and the next number, but then you will see that if you watch closely, 29 did appear even though I swapped. Yes, that means I know these numbers. The software knows these numbers and it's coming. So that is how it works. I would not talk to the end of this video. I might be playing some music at the background and I'll leave you to watch. But I do recommend you to watch the video with all attention, so you see exactly what I am doing in the video. I said I am not counting how many spins to win, but all predictions that I give in are 26 spins to win. Yes, some for the software, I would say maximum 98% of the time is 26, but then the 2% of the time is 30. So I consider that as 26 spins to win. And if you count, here I am using the automated system on the casino RNG, so I do not have to spin by my own, right? So now the number has changed, right? The number has changed. I'm supposed to bet 6, and I bet 6. But you will see that the 29 will appear again, and then the 6 will appear again, and then the 29. I was going back and forth. It wasn't easy for me. Now, when you swap the number, and the number you swapped appears, and then the number you swap to hasn't appeared, then it becomes a problem, because of course you have to come back to that number, and that is it. I mean, you can choose to eliminate the swap for a reason, right? But as you play for a very long time, I do explain this in the member section. Of course, here it's not how to use it, so I'm just making a demonstration. And then once you have the system, then we will be able to explain vividly to how to use it. Yes, that is it. So that is what I can say. For now, I don't have to talk much and explain how things are working. You just have to watch with attention. How many predictions that were given, how many were win, you have to account on your own. But the end goal is making profit. And that is what I'm doing here. Now, sometimes I made much profit. Look at the 29. Look. So the 29 was the number I was betting earlier. I swapped to 6 and 29 appeared. Now again, I have to go in there and win on the 6. If I haven't swapped, that was already a win. But of course, if you are playing and I would say you are not that confident or you have afraid, you can bet those two numbers. So of course I'm betting with 25 units, so you could divide two numbers for the 25 unit. Of course you bet 15 unit here and maybe bet 10 unit here. And I had already won on 19. So no, 29. So now I was supposed to bet on what you call the 6. And that is it. I hit it. You see? So I hit a 6, even though 6 was the next swap number. The 29 came earlier. The 6 that was swapped also won. So in this case, if I was dividing the unit for both numbers, 29 was a win. Then I moved all the units to 6. That was a massive win. That is why you see me winning aggressively. All right. I am not using martingale. I am using aggressive progression. Aggressive progression means instead of me using 1 unit with 1,000 units bankroll, since I know the system is effective and efficient and it is going to win, I use 25 units. And I calculate to a point that I know that 99% of the time, this prediction that I'm giving is going to win. So then I do what? I go all in on that, and then when I hit, now you will see from here, I will begin to reduce my bet because I decided to make this video very longer so that I will stay for a very long time. So I will go back to 15 units as a base bet, and I will be playing between 15, 20, and 25. And then you will see in the middle of the video where I massively bet on 24 and I hit. Yes. So that is it. That is Roulette syllabus. I said I'm not talking to the end of this video. I'm leaving you here. You can watch the video to the end and you take note. The last 13 minutes of this video is amazing. The last 13 minutes of this video is amazing. So you can switch all the way to the last 30 minutes and watch how my numbers are appearing even though I switch. Look at that. Look at that 29. And look how much I won again. So that is the Roulette syllabus software. The single number actually, of course. And I show you the 29, which was the prediction. You see, that is it. So I will leave you here to watch and entertain yourself. And then you get in touch if you are interested. That is it. I'm out. Roulette syllabus.